Breaking news coming in from Ladakh, wherein Leh angry protesters clashed with the police this morning, pelting stones at officials and even burning a police vehicle. Now, this is the first such instance of violence during the ongoing statehood movement. In fact, in recent memory, just take a look at those visuals. This is the BJP office in Leh that has been set on fire. Hundreds of protesters took to the streets of Leh demanding statehood and constitutional safeguards. There has been a hunger strike also, which has been underway by various activists, including renowned environmentalist Sonam Wangchuk. And this hunger strike has been on for several days now. And this stir turned violent today with angry protesters attacking the BJP office, pelting stones at the police and burning a police vehicle as well. Let's go across to Nazir Masoodi now for more on this entire case. Nazir, very, shocking and unlikely scene, something unexpected we're seeing from Ladakh. This has been a protest that has been taking place time to time, this hunger strike, but today it turned violent with these clashes and arson as well on at the BJP office.
Exactly, and most unusual scenes from the cold desert. And it is most unusual what we see today happening. There have been, protests and for the statehood and the constitutional guarantees for last 3 years. But today, how these protests actually turn violent, it needs actually more detail. But what we hear is that a march was going on, it was, stopped, and it actually attacked a BJP office. They first pulled down the BJP flags, tried to vandalize, and then set it on fire. One major police truck was set on fire. There was heavy stone pelting going on. Young boys and girls pelting stones on police. As the marchers, the police used, tear gas shells and lathi charge to disperse the crowd. I have not seen such, clash in Ladakh for last 30 years of my reporting. It is most unusual thing to happen. And Ladakh leaders had actually warned that the people are growing very impatient. Government of India should do something. They have been saying, give a statehood to the Ladakh, give the constitutional guarantees to Ladakh. So central government has engaged with the representatives of Ladakh, but those talks broke down in March. But now center has again invited representatives of Ladakh, both from Kargil and Leh, for talks on 6th of October. Before that, we see there was a Bandh call today amid ongoing hunger strike, which is led by the activist Sonam Wangchuk. He has expressed really deep sorrow over this violence. Even the leaders from Kargil, Sajjad Kargili, who is part of the Ladakh representatives who are engaged with the central government, say tomorrow is the Kargil Bandh, but appeal people to maintain calm. This agitation should be peaceful, but nobody has thought that the agitation in Ladakh will turn so violent.
That's right, Nazir. In fact, we've seen time and again these kind of protests and hunger strikes. Sonam Wangchuk has even marched to Delhi over this issue, and all this really started after Article 370 was taken away, that special status. Ladakh was made into a union territory, but there's a lot of insecurity about outsiders coming in, buying up land. Just tell us more about the reason why emotions are running so high.
Well, isn't it bizarre that after abrogation of Article 370 and bifurcation of Jammu and Kashmir state into 2 union territories, people in Ladakh, including Sonam Wangchuk, they celebrated it on August 5, 2019. But within 1 year, they realized they have no representation. There's no local governance. So they started demanding statehood and the 6th schedule. They say, no, our land is under threat, our jobs are under threat, our culture is under threat. They say, unless we have constitutional guarantees, not there's a promise, but constitutional guarantees the way they had under Article 370, they will continue their agitation. So for last 3 years, Ladakh is actually, it has erupted. There have been series of hunger strikes, series of protests, series of marches, series of, shutdown. But today it has really turned violent. They are saying, look, we have no representation. We want an assembly, we want a state, and we want constitutional guarantees, like they were enjoying under Article 370. So some of them even talked about that they were better off in Jammu and Kashmir than in the present states as the union territory, because they say local people have no say because there's no democratic representation of the people, except one hill council which they have, and that too has now very little powers, unlike the council had during the statehood of Jammu and Kashmir. So things are actually getting bad, and nobody has actually thought that the situation would be so violent in Ladakh, one of the most peaceful places in India.
Absolutely. Thanks so much, Nazir, for joining us with all those details. And just take a look at those visuals again. Clashes taking place in Leh Ladakh there, and the BJP office there also set on fire. Let's go back to Nazir. Nazir, also tell us what is the situation like right now? What is happening? The hunger strike is continuing. As you said, Sonam Wangchuk, who is really spearheading this protest, expressing sorrow that violence broke out during this protest.
Exactly. The situation is very tense and the authorities are trying to calm the tempers, restore the order. But as you see, how it clearly shows there's anger against the BJP. Again, repeatedly, the leaders and the activists of Ladakh have been reminding BJP, they're saying, in your manifesto, you have promised us 6 schedule and you have promised us constitutional guarantee. Where are those? 5 years before that, that manifesto was made. And every time we see, whenever Sonam Wangchuk makes a video, he puts that BJP manifesto with it and saying, look, this is your promise. So we see that anger actually spilling on the roads of Ladakh, and BJP becoming the target of that anger, and BJP office being set on fire. Police vehicles are being set on fire. You cannot think of such violence in Ladakh. We all love that place, and that has the most peaceful place. But today we see that peaceful place has turned into one of the worst scenes of violence, street violence, stone pelting, young women and men pelting stones on police, burning police tracks, police chasing them with lathi charge, resorting to lathi charge, tear gas shelling, water cannons, and all those things are being used, to control the situation. But for now, things are very, very tense in Ladakh. And Ladakh is, though it has a very small population, but it's a huge, huge area. Controlling and deploying, security force everywhere is not an easy thing. That too, in a place which has been always so peaceful, you can't think of law and order situation in Ladakh. But that is something, after 3 years of peaceful protest, we see violence. Violent clash has erupted today in Ladakh, and BJP is at the receiving end. Its office has been vandalized, set on fire. First, the angry, youth, they pull down the BJP flags, then they put it on fire.
Right, and concerning also, Nazir, given that it is one of our border regions, so given that it's a border area, to have this sort of unrest and anger and protest taking place, again, very shocking scenes, unlikely scenes from Leh, police vehicle set on fire, the BJP office also set on fire by the angry protesters.